Elves are known as the master archers. But have you ever wondered why this is? Let's look at this today.
Build me an army worthy of Mordor.
It is not just talent. It is a big part of Elven culture, but there is also more to it than just wanting to defend their lands and protect their homes. So join me as we explore how everything comes together and the elves end up standing head and shoulders above the rest with their unmatched skills with a bow and arrow. Elves live forever, unlike humans, dwarves or hobbits. This means that they have all the time in the world to get very good at many different skills, which includes with the likes of bows and arrows. Imagine if you could practice something every day for hundreds or even thousands of years. You'd be amazing at it, right? That's exactly what happens with elves and archery. Because they don't age like we do. They spend centuries perfecting their aim and learning every little trick about shooting arrows. It's not just about being strong or fast, it's about having the time to get every detail right, every single time. Consider this idea that was made popular by Malcolm Gladwell, and that is the 10,000 hour rule. Now what this basically means is you need to practice something for 10,000 hours, and that is practice it properly and correctly to become a master of it. For a human, that means practicing something 10 hours a week for 20 years to become a master of it. Now that shows dedication. However, this works out slightly differently for an elf because they wouldn't need to cram everything into such a short space of time. Technically, they could practice for 10 hours a year for 1,000 years and come to the same point, or 1 hour a week for less than 200 years to get to that same point as well. It just shows that they wouldn't have to make as big of a commitment as a human would to reach the same level of expertise, and it wouldn't be that hard for them to go above and beyond this. They know their bows and arrows inside and out because they've had the time to work with them, fix mistakes, and try new things over and over again. And it's not just about individual practice. Elves share their skills with each other, passing down knowledge from one generation to the next. So every elf learns from the vast experience of their entire community, making them even better. In the end, the secret to an elf's incredible skill with the bow isn't just natural talent. It's all the time they have to learn, to practice, and to perfect their craft. This dedication over centuries is one of the things that sets them apart as the best archers in Middle-earth.
Legolas, what do your elf eyes see?
Besides living for longer, elves do have super sharp senses. They can see farther, hear better than pretty much anyone else in Middle-earth. Imagine being able to spot a tiny bird in a tree from really far away, or hearing the soft footsteps of a cat on grass. Elves can do this and much more. Their eyes and ears are so good, they can notice things that others simply can't. I mean, consider this from the Two Towers chapter of the Riders of Rohan. "Riders!" cried Aragorn, springing to his feet. "Many riders on swift steeds are coming towards us." "Yes," said Legolas. "There are 105. Yellow is their hair and bright are their spears. Their leader is very tall." Aragorn smiled. "Keen are the eyes of the elves," he said. "Nay, the riders are little more than 5 leagues distant," said Legolas. 5 leagues is over 17 miles, or 27.5 kilometers. That's insane, and Legolas brushes this off as though it's nothing even slightly impressive. So when it comes to archery, being able to see your target this clearly, no matter how far or how dimly lit, is a huge advantage. Elves can easily aim and hit targets that others wouldn't even be able to see. Their sharp hearing also plays a big part. An elf can hear an enemy sneaking up behind them or listen to the wind changing directions. This helps them understand exactly where to aim their arrow so it flies straight to the target, even if the wind is trying to push it off course. Thanks to their incredible senses, elves don't just shoot arrows, they make every shot count. Their ability to see clearly and hear sharply means they can handle any challenge with ease. This is another reason why they're considered the top archers, capable of feats that seem almost magical to the rest of us. Now let's talk about how elves move. They are not just quick, but they move with a smoothness and control that is really hard to find anywhere else. And this isn't just nice to watch, it also helps make them better with a bow. Picture someone moving so smoothly and quickly, they almost seem to be part of the wind. That's how the elves move. This natural ability to glide and change direction effortlessly is a big deal for archery. It means they can shoot arrows accurately even when they're running, jumping, or dodging. Elves' control over their bodies is top notch. They know exactly how to stand, how to breathe, and how to move to make each shot perfect. The bow isn't just a tool for them, it's like an extension of their arm. They can make it do whatever they want, which is why they can hit targets others can't even imagine hitting. How many there were the company could not count. The affray was sharp, but the orcs were dismayed by the fierceness of the defense. Legolas shot 2 through the throat. Just this example shows the accuracy of Legolas. Even during a mad skirmish inside the depths of Moria, he can still be that accurate with his shot, really representing his kin well. Their grace also means they're super good at staying hidden and moving silently. In a forest, an elf can move around without making a single sound, surprising their enemies and protecting their home without ever being seen. All this agility and grace make elves not just great archers, but almost like artists with their bows. They show us that being good at something isn't just about strength, it's also about how you move and carry yourself. For elves, every movement is part of their skill with the bow.
For you, Legolas, is a bow of the Galadrim, worthy of the skill of our woodland kin.
Elves' mastery in crafting bows and arrows is renowned. A testament not just to their skill, but to their profound bond with the natural world. This craftsmanship is deeply rooted in their culture, reflecting a harmonious blend of artistry, reverence for nature, and unparalleled expertise. Tolkien's descriptions often hint at the elves' creations being far superior, not merely because of the physical materials used, but due to their intention, care, and the respect for nature imbued in every piece. Their work is described as an embodiment of beauty, utility, and harmony with the environment, showcasing the elves' intimate understanding of and connection to the world around them. It is this deep respect and knowledge that elevate their craftsmanship beyond mere physical creation. While Tolkien's texts celebrate the extraordinary qualities of elven work, suggesting a level of perfection and connection to their environment, they also leave room for interpretation on how this is achieved. By focusing on the elves' respect for their materials, drawn from the very essence of nature and their unparalleled skill honed over centuries, we understand that their creations are not just tools, but reflections of the elves' philosophy, their identity, and their profound bond with the earth. This approach to craftsmanship, deeply intertwined with their way of life and their surroundings, is what sets elves apart, making their archery not just a skill but an extension of their very being. Of course, with the way elves used to learn a bow and arrow, it's not just for fun. They use it to protect their homes, their lands, and the people they love. When danger comes, being great with a bow and arrow is a huge part on how they keep everything and everyone safe. Think about how useful being able to shoot arrows with amazing accuracy would be if you needed to defend your home. For elves, this isn't just a thought, it is reality. They've been part of many big battles throughout history, always using their archery to fight off enemies trying to invade their peaceful lands. Now, of course, I'm not saying that's the only weapon they ever use, but it has definitely been a popular one for them. If we consider a moment with Legolas again, this time discussing that potentially 100 archers from Mirkwood could help swing the odds in their favour before the Battle of Helm's Deep. I wish there were more of your kin among us, but even more would I give for 100 good archers of Mirkwood. We shall need them. At this stage, there were 2,000 Rohirrim inside Helm's Deep, as there were still 1,000 more to come later with Gandalf. So that is saying, adding 100 Mirkwood archers to those 2,000 Rohirrim already there would really turn the tides of battle, make them almost favourites or more comfortable in their victory. That is such a big difference with such a small amount added. Their added accuracy, shooting from the deeping wall, it could have made all the difference. The bows and arrows they've crafted so carefully come into play here too. Because they're so well made, they help elves shoot farther and more accurately. But as I've mentioned, it's not just about fighting. Elves always try to protect nature and their lands during battles, making sure that the forests they love so much don't get harmed. Their respect for life means they use their skills to avoid unnecessary fighting whenever possible, only using their archery to defend when they really have to. Elves are peaceful, but when their homes are threatened, they use their unmatched archery skills for defense. This is just another reason why elves are known as the best archers around. While elves stand out as master archers, there are many skilled warriors inside of Middle-earth, so it is probably worth touching upon these. The Dwarves, for instance, are renowned for their craftsmanship and strength, favouring axes and hammers in battle. Their archery, although it is competent, it lacks the elves' finesse and connection to their weapons. Men, on the other hand, show versatility in warfare, including archery. However, their skills often reflect their shorter lifespans and less focused training, making them less consistent compared to the eternal practice of the elves. And then why not mention the Hobbits, with their love for simplicity and a peaceful life too. They rarely engage in archery outside of hunting and sport, lacking the elves' dedication to mastering the bow for combat and defense. So as I hope you can see, these comparisons highlight how the elves position themselves to be the premier archers, unmatched by any other race in Middle-earth. So there we have it, the journey through why the elves are the greatest marksmen in Middle-earth. It is more than just a hobby to them, it is almost like a way of life. From their centuries of learning, keen senses and swift movements to their deep bond with nature and artistry in crafting bows and arrows. Archery for elves isn't just about skill, it's woven into their culture, history, and the very essence of their being. As we've seen, their remarkable abilities with the bow are a testament to Tolkien's vision of unity with the natural world and the profound depth of storytelling. And so, with all that, thank you for joining me on this journey today into the exploration into the heart of Elvish archery. And with that, now it is time for my question of the day, which is, if you could learn one skill from the elves, would you choose their unparalleled archery? Or perhaps there's another elven skill you admire more? Share your thoughts and reasons in the comments down below. And now it is time to give a massive thank you to our patrons who continue to support the channel. You are all amazing. And if you have reached the very end of this video with me today and you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It would massively help us out. And why not drop a like on the video as well? And with that, all I can say is, thank you for spending just some of your time with me today, and I will see you next time on The Broken Sword.
And you have my bow.